The key innovation of the institute that we've developed here at Cardiff University is its local nature. It is a partnership between a local university and a local police force, and no one has ever done that before. That's totally innovative and groundbreaking.
The confidence that I'm able to gain from knowing that the work that I'm doing works, knowing that I've got the evidence to prove it works, and knowing that it's important to the community, for me is of immeasurable importance.
In the past, we've thought that we understood what was happening in particular areas, and in fact didn't. Thought we understood particular communities, and in fact we didn't. And I think that that sort of engagement, the link between the academic and the practical, can have real benefits.
Operation Michigan grew out of some work that we were doing with South Wales Police, where we went out and interviewed members of the public about their concerns and priorities for policing across the whole city. In the course of these interviews, we started to pick up community intelligence about concerns about a local drug market in a particular part of the city.
We ended up arresting 184 people for supplying Class A drugs. That then led to those individuals being put within the criminal justice system, before the courts, receiving 200 years worth of prison sentences. The reductions in crime, antisocial behaviour were massive.
Antisocial behaviour is one of those difficult areas for the police because there's such a large volume of incidents that take place. Focusing upon what works is really important. So what we were asked to do by Her Majesty's Inspectorate of Constabulary is actually to take a look at victim outcomes. What do victims think about how they're policed and the services they receive from the police? Based upon that, we were able to say to the police, here are 4 key things that you can do that really work for victims. And by implementing that, we now know that the police are more effective in terms of responding to the needs of victims of antisocial behaviour. One area where the Institute's research has had significant impact is upon the prevent strand of the UK counter-terrorism policy. What we were asked to do by the government was to try and go in and design new processes and systems that would help the police to reduce the risks of terrorist threats. And to a significant extent, our research has informed and framed the policy outcomes that resulted.
The research led to a shift in policy across the whole of England and Wales, a change in direction in the way that we did business, and we've seen some real definite impact, and the university were involved in delivering that message to basic command units across the entire UK.
The successes that we've had in South Wales are being recognised nationally and internationally. So we've been working with the Police Academy in Holland and in the Netherlands to apply them there and test whether they work over there. And we've also worked with Victoria Police in Australia, who've taken the systems and processes that we invented here in Cardiff and have used them to try and enhance their understanding of what their communities want from the police in Australia.
Asking basic questions can lead you to changing the techniques. I've seen the way that police are deployed in the centre of Cardiff nowadays on a Saturday night and a Sunday morning, and it owes a great deal to very well focused deployment by the police. Now that to me is a classic example of where good research can then feed into good practice.
So the new College of Policing is looking at this kind of model of local strategic partnerships as a potential template in terms of how they roll this out across the country so that policing nationally can become more evidence-based and more effective at meeting the needs of the public.